Hello and welcome back to the finish line. So this video, we've had a lot of requests for it. So we are going to go through, well, myself and Tom are going to go through how we pick our Ante-Post bets for Cheltenham. So Tom, I'm sure you have different ways than I have. So you take the floor, you bang out what way you do it, and we'll take it from there.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm glad you said Cheltenham there, because I've just realised all I've got is this based around Cheltenham.
There what are other Ante-Post bets are there?
There are other, there's other Ante-Post bets that we can have, for the flat season and stuff. I remember back in Japan last year for the Arc at a wild price, and he finished fourth. Done for the each way money, but they all fall into the same kind of reasons and categories. So I broke mine down into 5 different ways that I pick my Ante-Post horses. This is something that I actually, the last couple of years, I've really picked up an interest in this. So I've kind of put a good bit of detail and effort into it. The first thing, top of the list, is most likely to run in that race. We look at, we use the Plutard for the example for a lot of this, because it's one that I know we didn't get a result on the day, but it worked out to a large extent last year. I picked him out last year mainly based on the fact that I thought he'd run in the Ryanair. I couldn't see him going he was out of handicaps. I couldn't see him going for the champion chase, and I couldn't in a million years after his Punchestown effort see him go for the Gold Cup. So if we look at a couple for this year that I've got picked out already, a mare I'd really like, Queensbrook. There's only one race for her, the mare's Novice Hurdle.
Yeah.
It would be needless to step her into an open novice division. There's one race for the mare's Novice Hurdle. Concertista, Willie Mullins' horse who loves Cheltenham. The mare's Hurdle, that's where she's going. Another horse, Minella Indo, Gold Cup, written all over him. An interesting one that I put up on our Ante-Post video was Simply the Bets. He's going to be out of handicap company now. He's going to have to step up in grade. Now look, he's got to improve another few pounds, but he looks the Ryanair written all over him. Can't see him being a Queen Mother horse. Can't see him being a Gold Cup horse. He fills that a Plutard kind of angle for us. Another horse, It Came to Pass. So impressive in the Fox Hunters. Can only run in one race. Yeah. Can only run the Fox Hunters. The next 2 who are high up on my list are Sire de Burley. Unless he goes chasing, which I can't see happening, he's out of handicap company. He's going to the Stayers. Yeah. That looks a weak division. I can see him running there. And the other one then is Ballyadam that we spoke about before. He seems to have 2 options, the Supreme or the Ballymore. Can't in a million years see him going for the Albert Bartlett. Yeah. Gordon doesn't want to run horses in that race, I don't think, even if they are going to be 3 milers down the line. So, looking at a race that they're likely to run in, there's a list of them there, and they all look likely to run in those races. I think it's so important. The next thing I'd move on to then is, what does the race look like outside of that? Is it a weak race, or are there not certain runners? Again, last year the Ryanair was a lot like that, with horses that I didn't think would run in it, that were top in the market. This year, the most interesting one for me is the Stayers Hurdle. The market's around 7-1 Paisley Park, 8-1 Benny the Jew, 12-1 Honeysuckle, 16-1 Sire de Burley. I can't see the mares running in. I know people may argue for or against. They're definitely both not going to run in it. I guarantee you that much.
No chance in hell of it.
Yeah, I mean, Paisley Park, look, apparently he's come out of his operation okay. Hopefully he gets back. We'd love to see him back. But it's very difficult for them to get back after heart problems. We saw that with Sprinter Sacra. He was never the same after. He was the same one day, but that was it. Hopefully Paisley Park comes back, but there is a question mark about him. So Sire de Burley there in at 4th place in the market, and there's question marks about the 3 ahead of him. That's something I really like.
So with Sire de Burley's now, would you go all in Stayers Hurdle, or will you look to win any race market with him?
we'll get to win any race market. For him, I'm all in Stayers Hurdle. I can't, like, you're literally betting on, does he go chasing?
Yeah.
I can't see him going chasing. I think they'll stick to this route with him. I'm all in Stayers Hurdle for him. Now other horses, we'll get to the any bet market, but just for a couple of those like weak races, the Fox Hunters, notoriously weak race. Yeah. Most years.
Except when Sizen John turns up this year and wins it.
Yeah, like this year, I think it was a bad race.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, but unless something comes out of the blue, like we haven't gotten on the fringe there or something like that, you know. Another race is the Mares Novice Hurdle. Willie seems to farm this race. He's going to have to lose 1 year. I think it's going to be next year. Again, there's going to be plenty of runners, but they're not. If you're looking at Grade 1 horses, there's not many Grade 1 horses in there. There might be a couple, but a couple is all. Whereas you're looking at a race like some of the Supreme Novice or those kind of races, or the Gold Cup, you know, they're full of Grade 1 horses. The Mares Novice Hurdle is another race that is notoriously a weak race. There's normally one in it. Quevega farmed it for years. The two mares this year are well ahead of the grade. I just think if you look at that race, if you take it that one of them doesn't get there, one of them either gets injured or goes for a different race, you're left with one of them in it. Yeah. They should rightly head the market. But I just think a horse like a mare like Concertista, her Cheltenham form is electric. It's just insane how she can turn up there and turn her form inside out. I think she'll go very close in that race.
You presume one of them are not going to run that.
Look,
going on Henry, you'd expect Honeysuckle to go mare's chase next season.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it interesting. There's the mare's chase there for Honeysuckle, and you know, like, I mean, you're betting on them getting there. Then I just think I can see one of them not running in it for whatever reason. So that's that race. The third thing I look at then is Cheltenham form. Say every year, I was just looking at a few of the stats. I took out the Novice Hurdles and the Bumper, and a couple of others there, and there was, out of the 21 remaining races, 15 of the 21 winners had either won or been placed at Cheltenham before. Like, Cheltenham form is just so important. You're always taking a bit of a chance if they haven't run at Cheltenham. That's something I really like. I really like a horse with Cheltenham form, especially if you look at the buzzy types, the mares or the likes of, I don't know, Notebook, you know, horses like that. You'd be worried about them going to Cheltenham first time, especially to the festival. Fourth thing then is a value price. I know I saw on our WhatsApp group there a couple of lads taking the mick asking, was I going to put up Easy's Land each way at 2-1. I love backing those short price horses in bad each way races. Like, there's just angles to make money there. They're great. If you can get the money on, it's fantastic. But this far out, you've got to look for a value price. You've got to look for something that's going to move. And for me, like, as we said last year, we put up a Blue Tide. He was 25 as 16-1. It just looked wrong. If we just go down through them, Queensbrook is 12-1. I know Gypsy Island's ahead of her in the market. They're very similar on Race-Post ratings. For me, what makes the difference is Queensbrook has been to Cheltenham. She's mixed it with the boys. For her to be 12-1, I think is a cracking bet. You're literally, if she turns up, she's going to be way short than that. She's going to be fractions of that price. Concertista is in there. She's 10-1. She's a horse. There's two in here really. There's three in here out of my list. There's Concertista, Manila Indo, and It Came to Pass. And I think the three of those don't need to rush in just yet. Mainly because Concertista, she's proven now, she turns up to Cheltenham, her form is a million times better than it is anywhere else. Minella Indo, he seems to do the same. His form in Ireland does not seem to be anywhere near as good as it is when he turned up to Cheltenham. And it came to pass likewise. How we missed him this year, I do not know. I looked at it after the race, just stuck out like a sore thumb.
It was obvious.
His 2016 run, he was going to go very close when he fell that year. And his form in Ireland is nowhere near what it is when he turns up to the Cheltenham Festival. So I'd wait. Those three I'd wait on. The others that we're looking at, but even so, we've got 12-1 Queensbrook, Constantista's 10-1, Minella Indo's 14s, Simply the Bets is 25, Side of Burley is 16s, and Ballyadam was the one we put up a couple of weeks ago. He was 40s at the time for the Supreme. He's still 33s or 20s for the Ballymore. I'm happy to back him for both, and hope he turns up to one. It came to pass, someone requested a price on him, and I think they got 8-1, which was a bit short. I would wait until he gets beaten a couple of times in Ireland, and then
he'll have one target only.
What's that?
He'll have one target only.
You would imagine so. Yeah, you'd imagine they're just going to try and get him back to there. I wouldn't be surprised if he got beaten in Ireland in point of points. It would not worry me at all. That kind of all leads on to the fifth thing: is what will they do in between? So as you said, Minella Indo not up to the same level of form, it doesn't seem, in Ireland. It came to pass likewise, and Constantista. The novices, on the flip side of that then, novices come out and win their maiden hurdle, and their price comes in. That happens. So for that, we're looking at the likes of Queensbrook, we're looking at the likes of Ballyadam. If they were to come out and win their maiden hurdles, which you would expect them to, their price is going to contract. It's just the way the bookmakers do operate Ante-Post betting. So for the novices, I'd be looking to take the price and get involved now. For the likes of Minella Indo, it came to pass, and Constantista, I'm happy enough to wait. So there are the five things. So it's most likely to run in that race. Is the race a weak race, or are there not certain runners in it? Have they got Cheltenham form? Is the price value? And what are they going to do in between? So we'll post it up online, but they're my five things to look at.
Right, so as you say with yours, some of your points are more or less like my ones, as the one that I look most into is festival form. Cheltenham Festival form, Cheltenham form, plain and simple. So ones on that, the Cheltenham form, I'd also look to placed horses, not necessarily ones that are after winning. So the likes of ones that have this year, Allaho, who I nearly 100% sure will drop down in trip, and the vibe is he's going to drop down in trip. And this is how I work on this. If you see something, you work it out. He hasn't won over 3 miles at the festival 2 years in a row. So by all accounts, they might chance dropping it down 2-4. So he's 16-1 for the Ryanair as of now. But if you look at him if you have any concerns that yes, he might step him up in trip and chance him in the Gold Cup, you can go into the win any race market, and he's 10-1 to win any race. So you're taking 2 races more or less. You're taking the Ryanair and the Gold Cup. He's not going to run the Champion Chase. So this is where I bring the bet in any race, the horses like this. So I take a chance, the 10-1 to win any race, because then you're only taking 4 points less for the Ryanair. If he gets declared for the Ryanair, he's going to be up near the market. But then you think, right, they have A Plus Tard. So they're not going to step A Plus Tard up. But again, they might drop A Plus Tard down. So that might open it up for him to go in there. So that's another way I think of the 10-1 to win any race, just in case they decide not to drop A Plus Tard back down. I can't believe I'm calling him A Plus Tard after all this. So he's one I'm strong on at any race market, because I think he turns up the Ryanair, he goes very, very close. Not so confident Gold Cup wise. But again, if he goes Gold Cup, you never know. The 2 furlongs might eke out a bit of improvement in him, and you're still sitting there on a 10-1, which he probably will be if he runs in it either way. So, on to the next one. Novice hurdlers going chasing. This is one I'm really keen on, and I think I said this a lot the last few videos. Captain Guinness. To me, at least, he was going to be placed in the Supreme Novice Hurdle. The word is he is going chasing. So Arkle, you'd nearly be 100% sure he's going Arkle. He's 20-1 for the Arkle. You take in consideration who he's trained by. Probably one of the best 2-mile chaser trainers in Ireland and England. He wins, like, let's be honest, the grade 1 2-mile novice chase over here aren't the best. And he could hack up in 2 or 3 of them. Because there's not, you going in that, there's not much coming from the Supreme Novice that's going to go chasing in Ireland. Abracadabra's, by all sounds of it, he's going champion hurdle. And there was nothing really behind Captain Guinness at the time that would worry me going chasing. So you're taking 20-1 on him going and being the best of the Irish. Where he wins a few, his price will be slashed in half stupidly anyway if I win the Mickey Mouse race around Avon or somewhere. So he's one that I look at from the novice hurdlers going into novice chasing that is overlooked because he's only raced 3 times his whole life. He won his main hurdle, was beat ahead by Andy Dufresne, and then was brought down in the Supreme Novice Hurdle. So totally overlooked. So he's one that might be creeping down in the market that you can get in at a decent price. So he's another one that I would be keen on, and that's how I would go about your novice hurdlers. And there's one race, novice hurdler races, then going chasing, that I think has produced so many good horses. The Ballymore / Neptune. So the winners of this, or the second horses, have gone on just a few names: Envoy Allen, Champ, Samcrow, Black Ops, Demon, Faugheen, York Hill. They've all either won or been seconders. So this race farms very, very good horses. So if anyone wants to go through that and you think they're going to go chasing, go back, look at their race and see. I work on the eye, as most people might know, and I look if they're staying on, if they're running out of petrol. Like say I'm a Champ last year, I got him wrong, totally wrong. Sam Crow got him wrong as well, but then you get the likes of Envoy Allen. He's going to step up into novice chasing apparently. To me, he looks unbeatable. He's going to go Marsh to me, because as you said, Gordon Elliott doesn't like running some of his good horses over extreme trips as novices. So I think he'll go Marsh. He's 6s for the Marsh. I think that's a fair price when you take on that he was, 5-4 for the Ballymore and lead up to it, and then he's hammered into odds on the day. He's going to be a horse closer to the time that's going to be really, really lumped on. So if anyone fancies Envoy Allen, I'd get on him now. I know it's miles out. You're taking a price on him getting there, because I think he is unbeatable. I'm going off the track here now with that, but anyway. Yeah. And one you touched on, Manana Ilno. As you said, with your narrow it down to a horse that you know there's only one race he's going to run in, and Manana Indo is going to go to Gold Cup. 16-1, 14-1 best price. You can take a lot of the novices in that as well, like who top of the game's coming back. He's shorter than him, but you don't know how good top of the game is. Is the break after doing him any good? Is he after regressing? Manana Indo looks like he's crying out for more. He was idling all the way up the straight. As we all said, when Champ went past him, he went after him again. I think 14-1's a fair price in what will be another Open Gold Cup. And what's the other one I had? A race to avoid looking back when you want horses. Stay clear of either the first or second in the RSA. They have horrible records winning next time at the festival. The only ones to really do it, even be placed, was Might Bite. And you had to go back 8 years before someone else went on to win. That was Lord Windermere, who went on to win the worst Gold Cup histories the year after. So if you're looking at that, even during the season, you've the horses like Elegant Escape, who was placed in it. Album Photo Fell, dual Gold Cup winner. There's a lot of placed horses that won prior to the festival in like Sandown or all places like that. It's a good race to pick your way through if you want to go mid-season graded races. But once the festival hits, their form falls off. And lastly, defending champions have an awful habit of being there, no matter what price they are, in the races they're defending the next year. So you have the likes of Album Photo this year, Champion Hurdle, Epitaunt, and all them. They're going to be at the top or around the market coming to the race. But there was one champion last year who was actually who was placed last year that won it this year. And I looked at it again this year, or just before we came on. Politlock, he's 20-1 for the champion chase next year. A defending champion, where he was beat a half a length by Altior the year before, and to be honest, trounced everyone else this year. He's going to have one target only. It's a champion chase, and 20-1 is a big price for a defending champion. And he has course form, as you said, it's very important. And I think 20-1 is a big price on him. I could go on for this for ages, but there's one last one. And this is just one I like. There's nothing to do with any bloody looking at this. In the any race market, Bob Ollinger. He is 16-1 to win any race at Cheltenham, and he is 25s to 33s for the Supreme, Ballymore, or the Albert Bartlett. He is meant to be very, very, very good. So I'd advise people, if you like, go back and look at his win at Gorham Park and his bumper. He's an absolute monster. He's going to be a chaser, but he's 16-1 for an absolute monster of a horse. I would advise people to take that before he gets out on the racetrack very soon. Well, I say very soon, maybe in Cheltenham. But yeah, mine is not as technical as Tom's, to say the least. I just go with what I feel, what I see, and I trust my gut. It's worked for me a load of times, it's failed me a load of times. But I've a lot of big prices to go back on. Album Photo, the first time you won it, I nearly got it with Notebook. You nearly got it with Absolute Hard. So it works. What we do, it works. But how often it works is another thing. But you're getting value of what Tom said. Tom last year, the value of Absolute Tom, what did you go off? 7-4 favourite? Or you put up 25s? I put up Notebook, he was giant favourite or something. So, what I trust me, go. Tom is a figures man. Am I wrong? Am I right? You're a figures man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so
a bit of good feeling as well, but yeah, I need to have some kind of a process in place to pick them out.
Right, if you had two picks as of now to go in with, who would you go with?
2 picks as of now for next year's festival. Queensbrook is number 1. Mm-hmm. Queensbrook and the Mayor's Novice, 12-1. I love that price. Love that horse. And the other one is probably Sire de Burley in the Stayers. I really want to say Ballyadam, and it was Ballyadam at 40s in the Supreme.
Is he still 40s?
No, he's 33s now in a place. The thing with Ballyadam is, and this is kind of leading us on to, do you bet in the to win any race market or both of them? My 2, if I was putting 2 up now at the prices, okay, would be Queensbrook and the Mayor's Novice at 12-1, and it would be Ballyadam, but I would back him for the Supreme and the Bally. He's 33s for one, 20s for the other. From what they're saying about him, like Jamie Codd got off and said, like, could be the best horse I've ever ridden. Like, it's madness. He obviously shows them a lot at home because they love him so much. So he's got to have a bit of time. I know his pedigree's a bit more staying, I think. So maybe the Ballymore, but I'd say he's got the toe for the Supreme if they wanted to go there as well. He's the one horse I can't wait to see now next year. And I think the price is just, if you take that into account, I think the price is wrong. He shouldn't be 33s for the Supreme, definitely, or 20s. So he's very interesting. But Queensbrook is just top of the list. Like, to be third in the Champion Bumper, she beat mares by 19 lengths in her bumper at Gorham. She'd won a point-to-point before that. She'd finished third first time out before, behind a very good horse that's gone to Paul Nichols's now. Like, that is crazy fun. How many mares do you see who finish third in the Grade 1 Champion Bumper against geldings and then can go and run in a mare's novice hurdle? Now, I know it didn't work out for Relegate, isn't it?
Yeah.
But she's a small little mare who, it's not too surprising that she can't jump very well. Queensbrook has done it in a point-to-point. She's running 2 point-to-point. She's finished third and then she's won. We know she can jump to some ability anyway. I just think she's outstanding.
It is 12-1 for her, and like the champion on all known form, the Champion Bumper was a top class race, as in Appreciated destroyed everything over here, and Fernie Hollow was the favourite at the start of the season, so he was one they thought an awful lot of, and he showed up in the day. And for her to get as close to, as you said, the geldings, she's a massive price of 12 for the mares.
I know that you can't take it exactly, but if you took the fact that if Fernie Hollow is around 12-1, I think, for the Supreme, and Queensbrook is 12-1 for the mares. Now, I know he beat her by a few lengths. What price would you put Fernie Hollow in the mares novice hurdle at? About 3-1?
Yeah.
Like she should be single figures, definitely.
She on all known form, she should be where she is, but as you said, the prices are so wrong. 12s is too big. It's need to be taken advantage of. As you said, Gypsy Island has injury problems her whole life, and she was beat on her hurdle debut. So there's things to weigh up with. Queensbrook has the form, Gypsy Island has the form, but you're more likely to get Queensbrook there with the festival form on top of that as well than Gypsy Island being injured and not performing around Cheltenham yet. So 12-1, and your case for that is, it's like another absolute Tom.
Queensbrook has that Cheltenham form, and Gypsy Island falls into that, doesn't have Cheltenham form, and is a bit of a question mark because she can be buzzy. Yeah. She's a buzzy mare. She could just turn up there now and it could all be a bit too much for her. She could be too keen and whatnot. But yeah, I think Queensbrook's my bet at the festival so far.
Yeah, my one is Allaho for the Ryanair. I cannot see this fella running anywhere else. I think he turns up, he wins. I know it's so far out. I think he's that good. I've liked him since his novice hurdle. And for me to go against a Henry de Bromhill horse in novice hurdles, I went against him twice with Milena Indo, and I got my fingers burned twice at Cheltenham and Punchestown. I think he has a top cruising speed. He has that bit of staying power. I think 2 mile 4 around Cheltenham is ideal for this lad. And I'm all over 16-1 already, and I'll keep going in every week up till the festival. I have no doubt about it. This is my absolute Tom.
I hope it works out for you. I'm a fan of the horse, and I do think stepping back down to 2.5 miles would definitely suit him. I can't knock him. I actually think that's going to be a very good race next year. It's normally not a very good race, but I think you've got a Plutard. I think is probably a little bit better than he showed.
I think he's a lot better than he showed. I don't think he turned up. I don't think he turned up at all at Cheltenham.
No, he didn't travel and he didn't jump, and I thought he would have travelled and jumped better than he did. So he's coming back. You've then got Min, who I know is another year older, but he's going to be bang there, isn't he? Yeah. You've got Allaho, and then I honestly think Simply the Best is way overlooked at 25s in that market. He should be shorter.
Do you really like him that much? I can't tell.
He's improving. I have it written here for him. He's improved an amazing amount this season. He started this year off on 125, and then he won the Brown Advisory off 149. Like, he won a handicap at the Cheltenham Festival off 149. Is a good deal doing. He's off 157 now. He needs to improve another £7.
Do you know what worries me? Do you know what worries me about handicap horses coming into graded company when they improve that quickly? Do you think it takes more out of them to win such competitive handicaps like that than it would actually in level weights of graded races?
I think the graded races are harder because they're off level weights. There's a similar. The horses are a similar caliber, and I think they go a harder gallop. So it is harder for them. He's definitely going to find it harder next year. But like the form behind, like with Imperial Aura is very good. He's only a 7-year-old. Like, he's only a 7-year-old, this horse. He's improving no end. There's no reason to think, like, the way he bolted up at Cheltenham, like, there's no reason to think he stopped improving.
Yeah.
And I just think 25-1 is too big for him. And I just go down through. I was just thinking that probably should be up front. I think I've been up front as I can be. But the ones I've actually backed so far are Queen's Brook, Simply the Bets, Sire de Burley, and Ballyadam. Like I did say, like as I said, I'm putting up Constantista, Manila Indo, and it came to pass. But I think they're ones you'll get a better price on later in the year.
Yeah.
But they're the ones I've backed so far. And yeah, I'm keen on them.
The ones I do what you just done. The ones I backed is Captain Guinness for the Arkle at a small bit on the Champion Hurdle at 50s, just in case. Allaho, Ryanair, and as you said, one to avoid until the festival is Manila Indo. He does nothing all year up till the festival. He scraped home around Navan or Nace it was against Captain CJ. He won't show anything until the festival. He might be beaten out of sight in the Irish Gold Cup for all we know.
That's exactly what I think will happen. I think he'll run in the Irish Gold Cup and he'll finish about 5th.
Yeah.
And his price he'll go up to 21 for the Gold Cup. Yeah. And that's when I'll back him.
Yeah.
Constantista, you wouldn't know when you'd see her. And it came to pass. We'll see when we'll back him. But he's the other one. I'm really strong on him if he comes back there next year.
And who?
And it's just a normal renewal. It came to pass in the Fox Hunters.
Yeah.
He's going to be 11, but his Cheltenham form, like, he looked like he was going to win nearly in 2016 when he fell, and his only other run was this year's festival. So he's another one who loves Cheltenham. So yeah, I'm keen on him as well. So.
That's a race you don't really need to take age into account, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you're fine. He ran to an RPI of 156. I think it was 156, 155, one or the other. And if you can run to that level of ability, doesn't matter how old you are.
Right, I'll throw one more question at you. At the prices right now, of all the championship races, what Ante-Post horse would you totally avoid at the prices?
For the championship races?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, right, yeah. We'll go... Would you go near Album Photo for the Gold Cup?
At 6-1.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be for me because you're going to get 3 or 4 to 1 on the day.
Fair point. Epitant.
Epitant. I'm just scrolling up now to see what price she is. 4 to 1. Again, I wouldn't rule her out. The one that is screaming out to me there that you would want to take on is Chacun Poussoir at 5 to 1 in the champion chase.
Really?
Just based on the fact, how many times does he get there?
True, but if you take this year, it was only an abscess on his foot. He wasn't really. Yeah.
He didn't run, did he?
That's true. Yeah.
Like I would rather back. I'd rather back Album Photo at 6s for the Gold Cup than I would back him at 5-1 for the champion chase.
Would wait, do you know, on the champion chase there, it's so open. Like you've Shakan, you've Altior, you've Defi, you've Aplutar, put the kettle on, Politolog. That is a race where you can cycle through, negate a good few of them horses at this present time, and you could find something at a huge price that come March is going to be a third of its price, half the price come March. If you go past Shakan, as you said, mightn't get there. Altior, who knows? I can definitely see them stepping back up and trip. Aplutard could go there. The fact that they have Alaho now. And I think...
Yeah, it's a race I'm going to sit and look at for a while, but as you say, like, there's a lot in there I'm keen to take on. Like,
you've put the kettle on. I
don't want to back Shakan's Bessoir at that price.
Yeah.
Defi just bombed out. It's worrying for me. Alaho, I don't see him as a champion chase horse. Politolog, I can't see him. I can see your angle. I think your angle is for each way money.
Yeah.
I would knock that. Put the kettle on is interesting. And then you've got Duvan, I'm happy to go against him. Mellon, I'm happy to go against him. Min, I'm happy to go against him. Sam Crow, Notebook, Silas Emery. I'm happy to go against all of those. So, I don't know, maybe there is an angle in there. It's a race I'd have to have a look at in a bit more depth.
Yeah.
But nothing's jumped out at me just yet. So.
I'd take a chance at Plutard. 16s, why not?
Yeah. It would have to come up soft.
Do you think so? Do you not think an absolute end-to-end gallop would suit him down to the ground, out the back, and race to get him into a rhythm instead of trying to force it? So he kind of tried to keep it with the pace of Forza, and his jump would kind of fell to bits, really.
Yeah, you got to jump better than that though to be in with a chance of winning the champion chase. That's my thing with him. I'm not convinced that he's going to jump well enough, especially on good ground. So I'm happy enough to take it. I'll have a look at the champion chase market, but there's nothing that jumps out to me just yet.
Right. So, just wrap it up. Your two...
Do you want to talk about... There's one more thing, was the angles of putting these bets on online.
Oh, yes.
On your account or in the shop.
How could I forget when I have it wrote down in front of me?
I think a couple of my accounts that are normally looked after and no bad each way races, I try and look after them. They suffered last year, and I went through it with a friend a couple of nights ago, and the only thing I can come down on is Ante-Post bets.
Yeah.
They're accounts that are new enough, haven't really won much money with them. I haven't backed bad Ante-Post each way races. And the only thing I can think of is that I've put Ante-Post bets on, and the horses are coming in price.
Yeah.
So that's a negative for putting it on in your account. I think this year I may look at putting them on in shops more, which this is what I've done so far. And the other thing is then, Bet365 and Paddy Power will allow you to cash out on Ante-Post bets.
Yeah.
To different various
It's a
degrees.
nice fallback if you can get the bets on.
But if you can get your bets on those accounts, that's a nice little thing to have in your back pocket. Now, that you may lose a few quid, but there's definitely some races we've had bets on Ante-Post, and you'd like to lose 10 of your 20 quid and have your tenner back, I think, because you know the horse got no chance. So. Yeah. They're just a couple of angles to think about.
I wrote down in front of me, like, angles where we go single, double, or any race. For me to do a single bet, I'd want to be nearly full sure that horse is going to run in that race. But the odd time with for instance, Alaho, you're taking to me it's not really a chance because I'm convinced he's going to run 2-4. So I'd back him in a single. Where I go doubles, I'd kind of stick to the championship races, like the Gold Cup, Champion Chase, Stairs, and Champion Hurdle, because you can kind of cycle through and you figure out who's going to run. You got, like, for instance, Epitaunt, Goshen, for the champion hurdle. You'd have Ante-Post, Santini, and so on for that. Like I've had to doubling up Goshen and Ante-Post because they're going to run, and I'm taking a chance that. I'm taking 6-1 where probably on the day, as you said, I'll get 4-1 on Ante-Post. But it's the kind of Goshen angle I want to get in with it. Because if he comes out and does what we think he's going to do, he could be installed in the favourite very quickly. And a short one at that. And then with any race, it's the likes of Ballyadam, Bob Ollinger and all them. You really like the horse, but you don't know for sure which one he's going to run in. So you cover your 3 races and sit back and relax and hope. And then, as you said, with your online and shop betting, if you want to do your sneaky each way Tom ones, your shorties, you go to the shop. You just go to the shop, you send the sister in, you send the wife in, you send the dog in. You get it all on the shop. Because, as Tom is experiencing, they closing down very quickly for little to no money that you put on.
The ones I'm not a huge fan of Ante-Post doubles and accumulators. Yeah. Now I'd throw one on maybe, but literally like I was looking at one there, Queensbrook, Constantista and Sire de Burley pays 2,430 to 1. Like what you need on that, €2.
€2,
yeah. But they are literally throwaway bets because they're just so hard. It's so we proved last year with like Al Plutarch, they're so hard to get one of them.
Yeah.
I think their doubles and stuff, and each way double for last year was Honeysuckle and Easy's
Yeah.
But we got to a couple of weeks before the race, and that's just the way the prices were. So I think you'll see those. Like I was happy to back each of those at 3-1, each of 2.
Yeah.
Each way in the double. I was happy with that. So they're the bets I'll look at closer to the time, I think.
And then even like with Paddy Power and a few others, you get free bets. Like there's another way to do it. If you don't want to risk your own money, risk your free bets. You're not going to lose that, and you might gain a load. Like I've 2 of them with free bets. I've capped the Guinness Goshen and Allaho. I have a €250 free bet on it, and it pays 4,095. Like you're getting 25s and 12s. God only knows. So if you get free bets, risk your free bets instead of risking your own money. Play smart.
Yeah, that's good advice, I think. If you get those couple of euro free bets, throw them on them.
Even if you get euro ones, euro each week over a certain amount of time adds up, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
I think that's just done, isn't it? That's quite a long video,
that's
actually.
That's our rambling over. And
yeah.
Let's try strange.
Back to France on Monday.
I have my baguettes and Barry and everything ready now for tomorrow. Oui. Come on, the horse.
I have a accounting exam at 5 o'clock, so I'm not going to be able to watch any of it. So.
What time does it start at?
It starts in the morning, I think, about 11, something like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, should be interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Who's Saltas and what's the other horse? It's run.
Victor Ledorum or whatever his name is.
So at least we're getting good racing out of it. It'll do. It's better than bloody Gulfstream and Tampa Bay Downs.
It is. I'm going to give my horse a shout out. I was looking into his pedigree the other day again. Violent Fight. Oh my God, when that horse runs over 7 furlongs from Marquesa Gulfstream, he will win.
100%.
I'm revved for that horse. I don't know how I'm going to get money on him, but I'm revved.
I might do you a solid.
Yeah. Right. That's us.
That's us done. So that's how we cycle through. There's 2 different total opinions on how to do it. So again, lads, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week where Tom has something to announce about his syndicate.